stuff off. But and Cuzzo, you could, you definitely could take the horns on this one. But I just want to say this: we are gathered here once again.
Once again,
Listen,
Unplugged Radio.
I had to get high as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, I had to get high as fuck to talk about this shit because when with OJ, like you have to just get high as shit because it's mind boggling. You know what I mean? So we are gathered here today.
OJ,
Talk about
OJ
this
reminds
nigga
me
OJ
of
again.
OJ is like Al Bundy.
Nah.
No, seriously. He's like Al Bundy.
No.
It's like you love to hate him. You know what I'm
but
saying?
he's not lovable. He's not lovable.
No.
Al Bundy was lovable.
He's not lovable, but his antics are funny as hell. You gotta admit. Just looking at his face in the courtroom makes you just, it's worth it. It's priceless. Like, look at this fool. You know, like, I don't know, OJ, every time his name pop up, it's just funny to me.
He's like a walking contradiction. Like, he's liked, but he's not liked. You have to laugh at him.
I think, you know what, Sean? I think he's a scapegoat. I think let me ask y'all this. I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think like OJ is like a stain for white America? He's like a black stain for white America.
You wanna take this, Sean?
Well, I mean, he was beloved. You know, he was America's black player. He played for the Bills, played for the 49ers, was an actor, did commercials. I think that's kind of why he was feeling himself. I think he kind of thought he might have been, you know, just too beloved and he could just get away with it. But, you know, I think he soon found out that he wasn't too beloved when it came down to his murder trials.
I ain't never liked the nigga. For real, I ain't never liked him. OJ, like, I didn't even know about the nigga until it was like, yo, there's a nigga.
I'll tell you this.
Traffic, he's driving
I only
fast.
liked OJ and the Naked Gun. I'm gonna be real. That's the only time I could say I liked him. Like, you know, was the Naked Gun series. You know, to me, because he was just comedic. You know, you just can't take him serious. And I mean. And, you know, on a more serious note, I just think that America...
His head is humongous.
He does. But, you know, let's get past the jokes and all that. But, I mean, I think America just doesn't want to let a black man slide and getting away with a murder rap for two white people. Because you got cops out here on video killing black people and getting off, but you don't see white people... up in arms and just just pissed off that they're out. But why is OJ getting it?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I think we all can come to the conclusion. I mean, even legal analysts have come to the conclusion that he's paying for that. The sentencing was him paying for the murder that he didn't get.
That's convicted.
For.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we all know this.
Of course.
So,
but let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all this deep question. Do y'all notice, like, they tend to anybody that's necessarily embarrassing to the black community or has been spiteful in the black community? It always seems like they let these people kind of linger around. Who's the dude that shot the young dude in Florida?
Zimmerman.
Yeah, George.
He's dangling around, kind of, you know, just a distraction, constantly an embarrassment, a joke. I mean, we're laughing because OJ is a joke at this point. You know what I mean? Like somebody was making fun of him, and they was talking about, you know, he tried to come out with the book, If I Had It Did It, or whatever the hell it was called. You know what I mean? Like if I did. I mean, come on, bro. Like. Here's a joke, man.
But you're right though.
The thing is, they always seem to kind of linger. People around like that have either they're embarrassing us or they're spiteful to us. We'll let them live when these people really need to just be kind of put away and just, banished. You know what I mean, in the woods somewhere. You know what I mean? They let these people kind of linger around. What do y'all
But
think about that?
don't you think the media in general likes to put on the most seemingly trite black people on the news, period? So, I mean, are you really shocked?
No, no. I guess it's like the angry black. It's like a black man watching TV. We always, it's just you're right. I'm not shocked. All I can do is kind of complain.
Why you acting shocked? You know you ain't shocked.
I'm not shocked, man. I'm not shocked. But I think
This is America with 3Ks.
I think he's a stain. I think it's a pattern where people that tend to embarrass us or that are spiteful against us seem to kind of linger around.
But let's just call it what it is. It's all propaganda. It's all propaganda. Hello. Did you hear me? My phone was breaking up.
Yeah.
It's all propaganda. I think when the media just focuses on the negative, and I even think that they alter, what comes on, what they play, because they want us to think and see us only in a personal negative light. That's why OJs and anybody that's acting a fool, and like we even said with hip hop, they will glorify ignorance, especially when it's representing an entire black race.
Let me ask you.
So
let me ask you this: do you think there's like a behavior or it's almost kind of like what we were talking about in the rap, an obligation to be conscious, speak what you're going through amongst your people. Do you think like there's a behavior obligation within black people, to really step out of the house, act their best, try to not just put your best foot forward, but just, manners. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'm asking you that for a reason. As far as just when we step out, do you think it's in us? Is it instilled in us to step out here with the intention of giving the best impression out of anybody we come across?
Well, I think it's sad that black people have to put so much effort in order to just even be in the light of just to look like a regular
but I'm
person.
talking about as far as conducting ourselves.
No, but I'm saying like how we carry ourselves. We're supposed to represent ourselves in the best intentions. You know what I'm saying? And what we do, we reflect each other. You know what I'm saying? So I have to. When I step out the door, I have to. You know what I'm saying? Lead by a good example.
Hold on 1 second. Do we? Is there a is somebody on speakerphone or is feeding through? Is anybody on speakerphone? No.
Anybody on headphones?
Yeah.
You got to come off those headphones.
Here's the thing.
We didn't give you
every time we have somebody on
of the headphones.
Nah. Every time we have somebody on with headphones, we always tell them. And I think my boy Jamal, he ignored me. But then they listen to the show and be like, "Yo, I sound mad low. I sound," you know what I mean? It's like we always go. You got to speak into the phone. You know what I mean? But shit, it makes for a good conversation too. I know sometimes you can't really duck off, and headphones is a way to kind of, block out shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Headphones is my way of hearing me better, but you can use right along.
Okay, well,
all right.
I'll try to be as loud and clear as possible. But I'm sorry, man. You were saying before I rudely interrupted you. As far as conduct, behavior. Anyway, this nigga's like, where are you going with this, Geechee? Anyway, I say that to say, I think black folks we don't know how to conduct ourselves. You know what I mean? And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And I don't think, OJ, he was all the way white, man. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? He was all the way on the other side.
Well, remember OJ, he was like, I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Right.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I'm saying? And that was a big statement at that time because it let other black people know that, okay, when you reach this level, you don't have to be black no more.
Man, no, nigga, you do. Fuck out of here.
No.
I'm
But I'm
sorry,
saying though, by him saying that at that
mad,
time,
son.
I know. But I'm saying though,
Nah,
that's what I'm saying. When you're a public figure, everything you say, you know what I'm saying, it's impactful to people, even the ignorant people. So when you say stupid shit like that, some young stupid person is gonna be like, well, when I make my first 100,000 or when I become an athlete, I don't have to represent black people. I don't even have to call myself black. You know what I'm saying? I can go by a title. You know, I can just, escape this life. And to me, when OJ did that, he just let people know that, hey, when you get into a certain bracket of money and people, you don't have to rub shoulders with black. You don't even have to look at another black person. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that is dangerous.
Do you feel like there is pressure for a black person once they make it to a certain status to act differently? You
know what? That's a very simple question, but it's a beautiful question. Because I feel like if somebody has it in their heart to be the great person that they are and know that they lives amongst a society where, they have to treat people kindly, they have to, represent their people, black people at that, it stays with them, whether they have money or not. I feel somebody that would feel pressured is somebody that they don't have that shit in them. What's the pressure for? What you feel pressure for? I don't know if Michael Jackson was necessarily feeling pressure, more so the fame. Michael Jackson was one of the biggest donators.
I think Michael Jackson's feeling the pressure.
Not in regards to staying true, though. You see what I'm saying? Not in regards to staying true. I think, Sean, is that what you meant?
Like, what do you mean staying true? Staying black?
Yeah, is that what you meant, Sean? Am I tripping?
Well, I mean, I just think that sometimes we put on airs. We could have been one way in the neighborhood when you're walking down the street with your boys, but then when you get to a certain status, you feel as if you have to be something different. You have to speak differently, to act differently. So I was coming to you and saying, do you think that there's pressure that once you get to a certain status, the person that you were around the way?
Exactly.
That is a great question.
The person that feels pressure is somebody that never had that, you know what I mean, spirit in them in the first place. I don't feel pressure if I've been myself the whole time I've been alive. You know what I mean? And I stay true to who I am. So to me, there's no pressure, even if I'm rich. There's no the white man can do it. The white man be rich as hell, walk through comfortable. There's no pressure. He white, he run. You know what I mean? They the lead in power or whatever. There's no. They true to who they are.
There is no additional pressure on white people though. There's no additional pressure on white people when they step out the house. You know what I'm saying? Right. It doesn't matter whether they're dirt poor or filthy rich. There's no pressure on white people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why they can walk and strut a certain way, because they know they have a system that is built specifically to protect them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have my opinions about that, but I got you.
I know.
Yeah, I got you.
But I'm letting you know, it's real.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to the girls, I'm speaking a different way. But if I'm going into the office, we have to speak professionally. And
but why do we do that?
There's no switch.
As black people, why do we do that though?
Well, I think that society makes it seem as though the way that we, act in general, behave every day is not acceptable. But they'll use our slang in the office, and it's funny. They'll think that they're rubbing shoulders and it's all good. It's just acceptable for them to act, I guess, quote unquote, black.
Yeah.
So
I think too, like there's a difference between acting and conducting. Conducting yourself, to me, is not acting.
Okay, but let me ask you this though: Does any other race teach their children to act a different way when they are around a different class of people, or is it just black people? Because I don't really hear Chinese people telling their kids, well, you got to act this way so you can make it to Harvard. No, they don't do that. But why is it Spanish and black people always have to tell our children you have to be a little bit outside of yourself to be accepted into a world where you can,
because
have what you want?
that's technically that's true. I'm sure somebody like OJ, especially once he got into the NFL, like he, mingled among whites and blacks and yeah, man, when you rub shoulders with other races, especially white folks, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're bound to kind of stay in the loop of getting money.
Well, white
folks
ain't telling
and you're likable.
Their children to adapt or adjust to us.
Well, I think that would be shunned, though.
I don't know what they're telling. I don't know what.
Well, no, you can tell by when you meet white people in the streets, how they act around you. They, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to when we get around some people that got a little bit of money or whatever, and we feel like, okay, this can better my situation, so we just kind of just tighten ourselves up. I don't understand that. Why can't we be accepted?
But shoot, go back. But see, go back on point too. Go back on point. What about a black man that's up there? That's
right. That's what
to me, and that's what I'm saying.
We do that. Listen, we do that with each other too.
It goes back to that.
Or is it about money?
Hold on. I want to say this, and I'm gonna let y'all go around and y'all can get in. I'm gonna ask y'all a crazy question, but I stand by that. It's the spirit. If you got a true spirit, you don't got to switch up for nobody. You'll have money. You'll be somebody that's likable. You'll stay true to yourself. Most of the times when you're somebody like that, you get murked. That's what I've learned. They knock you off real quick. But somebody that stay true to Muhammad Ali's of this world, man, you know what I mean? They're rare. You know what I mean? So there are some people, but a lot of times we have people that are not
like the Colin Kaepernicks, though.
Yeah, but we have a lot of people that are not conducting themselves. They're acting, man. They're actors. OJ, up in the hood somewhere, shaking hands and shit, will be an actor because I know you don't kick it around us like that. You don't have that spirit. You know what I mean? Even a black man can be like that. But I'm going to let y'all wrap it up on that, note in regards to that.
Well, you take the floor. Take the floor.
I do think there is pressure to act a certain way, whether it is when you're around money or when you're around a different race. But like you said, being yourself, that should come natural. So I'm not saying that you're not going to act the same way you act around your boys that you act around your mom sometimes, or you would act the same way that you would act around, someone that's going to invest in your business.
But see, Sean, and that's what I'm talking about. That's called conducting yourself. I mean, it's not acting. You're conducting yourself. And OJ does not know how to conduct himself. He knows how to act.
No, he don't.
If he did, my nigga, he wouldn't be in jail. He just don't got that spirit to me, bro. And I'm not gonna feel sorry for him like that either. But I want to ask y'all real quick. Here comes a crazy question. Y'all niggas think he did that shit? What do y'all think?
Well, you only
listen. Can't nobody hear. It's just us three. I think he did that shit.
I'll put it this way. If he did it, I understand.
Oh,
that's kind of cold. Whoa.
It might be cold, but guess what, though? There's a lot of other stuff about this whole story.
No, you just been watching that movie Get Out too much. That's what it is.
And we should have got out 400 years ago.
Oh my goodness! Wow. So you said?
Honestly, my honest answer though, I honestly can't say I wasn't there. And I'm saying, and I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, just like white folks give other white killers the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna just say,
Zimmerman.
Hey, I don't know.
Zimmerman.
Yeah, wow. I don't know. I don't know. And look, if he was, if he beat the charges by 12 of his peers, then who am I to say? It's not how the system works. It's whatever they say goes. So I'm gonna go with that. Who can play the game?
I kind of want to more know if that makes a difference. Because
it really, at this point, it doesn't.
in the end, he's already. Although we say, innocent until proven guilty. The racial divide was already there. Even if he didn't do it, black people didn't want him to be convicted because he was black, but white people wanted him to be convicted because he was black. So I don't think in the end it made a difference whether or not he did it.
I don't know. I always go back to the way that nigga was holding the glove. Like, look, see, it don't fit my hand. See, look. And nigga, you spreading your fingers, close them stiff ass fingers, and put your hands in the glove. Nigga, stop fronting. I don't know. OJ's a funny nigga, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I mean,
he don't got that
like
spirit,
I said,
bro. If maybe he had that spirit, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. But I just don't think he got that spirit, bro. You know what I mean? And we need to stop doing this as a black. We keep feeling sorry for these scumbags, and next thing you know, they on our fucking TVs and we watching them talking about them on Facebook and shit. You know what I mean? Cause
why was it that this particular is OJ got published, like it was on every network. It was like the parole hearing.
He's the biggest distraction of all time. He's one of the biggest distraction of black people of all time.
But you got to ask yourself, if that OJ trial and everything was just like everybody had a scope on it, what was the distraction? What was going on that happened already because that had to happen while everybody was tuned into OJ? What did America do from those little 2 years he was on trial on TV that are we dealing with right now? And look at all the distractions that they have even now. Now OJ's back in the news, so it's almost like a history repeating itself over and over again. So we know that the government is up to something. We don't know what it is until it happens.
We need to have a 90s conversation. A lot of crazy things happened in the 90s, though.
Man, don't get me started.
Yeah, around the time OJ was his whole trial was going on, there was a lot of other shit going on too. 90s was a rough, beautiful year, a beautifully rough year, gritty. You know what I mean? Like we found out what it was.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you hail from the New York area.
Years.
And like I said, a lot. Growing up in New York, you see a lot of regardless, but the 90s was a special time in history. Of all times, the 90s was a special time. A lot of messed up shit happened. At the same time, a lot of good stuff happened. A lot of birth of a lot of things that we have now, was born in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? A lot of styles, a lot of trends that we still have today. So, it's a good and bad thing, but that would be a great conversation, man. I think we would definitely go hard on that.
Motherfucking Broncos. Y'all remember the Broncos? Oh, my God. That was a big ass.
What, the Broncos?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Remember the Cowboys had a little time, too? Although I don't like the Cowboys. Can't stand them. Not giving them props.
The Cowboys. Let's not even give them any airtime right now.
Only Giants. Yeah.
Hello?
I don't know about all of that. I'm in Atlanta, so who we rocking with. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But wow, it's I don't know. Dude is funny. Dude is a distraction. You know what's sad though? Like, and I know we're talking about it. We're talking about it because everybody else is really talking about it. It's on people's minds. But the attention level, like the shit we give attention to, you know what I mean, is a distraction as well. It seems like every time because Trump is really fucking shit up. Like, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, watching CNN and Bloomberg and I mean,
every day is something new with Trump. You know what I'm saying? Every day.
That to me is the real shit. I'm not saying we got to be politicians, but like I said, that's why I said, dude is a joke, man. Like he's a
you got to pay attention to anybody that's a face of a country that you live in, and if he's not representing the country, then pretty much if he don't look like shit to the rest of the world, then you don't look like shit to the rest of the world. That's pretty much how America's always been. When we look good to everybody, You know what I'm saying? They love us, but when we look bad, everybody hates us.
I can't help to notice the freaking dynamics though. I keep thinking about Zimmerman, dog. Like comparing OJ to Zimmerman. OJ supposedly, committed murder, beat the case in court. You know what I mean? Locked the nigga up for 10 years. All of this shit. Zimmerman killed a kid. You know what I mean? Like killed a damn kid. Clearly, no jail time, no real jail time, no punishment, no nothing. Still walking the streets free. Been having all of these issues, outside of being locked up, but ain't never been locked up again.
And the
It's weird,
uproar,
man. This shit is really weird.
but
This
there's
world
more
is like
uproar for him
backwards,
getting
yo.
on parole.
What's that?
There's more uproar over him getting parole than there was for Zimmerman getting off.
Yeah,
Mm,
I don't understand that.
mm. Well, the truth is always stranger than fiction, and this is our reality. This is our truth. We don't like it because it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Why
Exactly.
do people that do stuff like this get to walk free? I mean, look at Zimmerman. He made like I don't even know $100,000 or something off of the gun that he used to kill Trayvon. And I look at this like how can someone become such a celebrity off killing a child? You know what I'm saying? And it shows you the deep roots of America
Mhm.
and how far we have not gotten.
Yeah, we really need to examine that. We really need to
No,
examine.
real talk.
You know what I mean? Because that's very twisted. There's a lot of twisted
It's
shit
a
that
very
goes on in
twisted,
this
sick
country.
because I look at it this way. This is how I look at America and how things, if it was flipped, if black people were out here doing the same thing to white people, I mean, even if it was for one day, if a white man, I mean, if a black man shot a 12-year-old white kid and then boast about it, and everybody would look at this guy like he's a black devil. He'd have been Satan. He'd have been the blackest devil ever on earth. You know what I'm saying? It just but when it's flipped, they try to justify. Oh well, he was struggling for his life. The kid was pounding on his head. He looked like he was 620. It ain't even gonna say six. They gonna say he was 620 over exaggeration. So they always try to soften what white people do, no matter what it is. But when we do it, it's over exaggerated. It's capitalized. It makes me
But isn't
sick.
that? But doesn't that go along with the lines of the black cop, the Somali cop who killed the Australian woman? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah. See, they tried
they're
to
Right,
ridicule this cop.
and I'm glad you brought that up, Sean, because that's why I mean it's twisted. Like, I mean, cause ain't nobody banging harder black fists up all day. You know what I mean? But it's so sick. Like other races don't even know. Like you're part of you're a pawn too. You're a pawn too. We're all getting played. We're getting played worse. Black folks are, but we're all
Yeah.
getting played. And to me,
To some
yeah,
to some degree, yeah, we are.
we are, man. Because
We are.
here's the thing. I've met you know, a lot of good white folks, and thing is, like, white folks like fake rich black people like to put on sometimes, and a lot of times they really don't got it like that. They got a house, but that's all they holding on to. Little insurance plan, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to pad any shit up with them. Like y'all know what the fuck we've been through, but I'm just saying like everybody's a pawn in this shit, and it's all sick and it's all twisted. I watch. Have you noticed that there's been less horror movies coming out? And this is to kind of go left with it. Fuck OJ. Look, this is to kind of go left with it. Have you noticed there hasn't been a lot of horror movies like that really been pushing? Have y'all noticed that? There's been a lot of interstellar superhero, imaginational type shit coming out, but not as much horror. And have you noticed that? Anybody? No?
what
Yeah, I
was the
peeped that. I
last
peeped
big
that.
horror movie? Like, what was it?
I don't even know. I mean, they said Get Out was supposed to be a horror movie, but I saw nothing
Wasn't. It was a
scary.
That
thriller.
was
It was
not
a
a
I
thriller.
horror
saw
movie.
It
I
was
That
a
saw
was
nothing
thriller.
but truth in
reality
it.
It was a
based
thriller.
in the
It wasn't a
street.
horror. You know what I mean? I say it was a thriller. You know. But what I'm saying is I mean it's evident, man. It's there right in front of us. The game is OJ. OJ, it's a game. Once again, you're gonna perpetuate this shit, get everybody's attention. The real news on CNN, on Bloomberg TV is gonna skip past. And people are not going to notice that in the Middle East again, damn near 30 people just died the other day. You know what I mean? People don't notice that like shit is real. You know,
Right.
yeah,
I mean, what
we
about
gotta wake up. You know, I argued with somebody about watching Power. I just got tired of hearing. Look, I know it's a show. I know people understand it. I was talking to a cousin of mine, and she's into theology, and we were talking about the essence of a human being and how come we don't have that conversation. And she said, you know what? I'm here to turn the whole boat upside down. I'm not here to rock the boat. And that's what I'm saying to black folks. Like, we need to stop beating around the bush. Like, the fuck out of here with the power. It's cool. That's cool. All right. But we got real shit going on. A matter of fact, real cool shit. You know, there's been more ways than ever to make money now in 2017. And we still broke. How is that? We focusing on shows and all this stupid shit. We becoming an audience instead of people that actively know how to conduct ourselves and physically do this shit out here from our imagination. It's just it's a lot of distractions going on. You know what I mean? We got to wake the fuck
well,
up.
let me tell
You
you
know the
about
deal,
black
man.
people.
You know the deal. You know what time it is.
Let me tell you about black
You know what I
people.
mean? You know the deal. You know what I mean?
Black people. It's sad because to be the strongest people on earth, we're so weak at the same time. Because the
Weak-minded
weak
though.
is just the mind,
Weak-minded.
weak mind. Listen,
Yes.
listen. Let me
I'll let you
cook.
go
Let
in.
me
I'll
cook
let you
this
go in.
food.
I'll let you go
Let me
in.
cook it.
I'll let you go in.
Our minds aren't as strong as our bodies. Our bodies are now stronger than our minds. Like before, there was a time where our minds were stronger than our bodies. Now it's reversed. And that's when they can manipulate our minds, and within doing that, they use our bodies. That's why women are dancing or just over sexualized, and they always want to
Hey,
be twerking and doing this, and
to keep it
and
fair, that's
men they
why
want
these
us out
niggas is
here.
out
Yeah,
here
it's
fucking
out here
everybody. You know what I
cross
mean?
dress. It's a lot of
Dude.
shit going on with us right now that
Yeah.
needs to be fixed internally. You know what I'm saying? We can't focus on the outside problem when the inside problem is just as bad.
So
So
I'm
do you
gonna
feel
give
that
black
is?
folks a homework. Get off them TV shows, man. That's black
And
folks
I don't think
homework.
a black person in America should even watch a TV.
Don't watch TV
But
shows
that's the
tonight.
thing. I was about to just ask you: is that just black people in general? Or are we talking about
Yes.
American blacks?
No. That's
No, because I see it in Africa. I see it in South America. They all cling to something that is materialized. And I'm saying, in Africa, there's this big thing with this white Jesus, like this. It's like running rampant out there. It's like they're going crazy with religion out there in Africa right now. And I saw one when they had the guy, and he was like clapping the man and spitting on him, and they was all praising. I'm like, look at this bull. It's like, what are we doing, black people? We look like a circus. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't out here, you know what I'm saying, dancing and singing and, or playing somebody's sport, but it's like they never focus on the things that we do outside of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Activism.
Jem, I wanna give people a book out there. We got 4 platforms, yo. Shouts out to Facebook listeners, the YouTube listeners, the Steam It listeners, the www.rwiconcept.ga listeners. So, I want to give everybody a book to read. It's called The Power of Awareness. The Power of Awareness. The name of the author, if I don't remember it for the end of the show, I'm gonna make sure I put it up at the end of the show. All right, The Power of Awareness. Um, mentally we do have to kind of sharpen our minds. You know, the reason why I keep messing with OJ is because he's not sharp, man. He's not sharp. You're supposed to stay on your toes. You know what I mean? And then in areas where we're too damn sharp on, like niggas, a black man is sharp on some gangster shit. Niggas is sharp on petty shit. Niggas is sharp on making sure they hand the weed over a dub and stupid shit like that. That's staying sharp to niggas. You know what I mean? Staying sharp is like how you move in this world. Be a thinker, be a mover. Watch people, watch how they act. Know who to make affiliates and comrades. Know who to not fuck with. Constantly, every day. That's an exercise. That's homework. You know
But
what I
you would
mean?
think that with all
OJ's fucking up, and you know what's crazy? He's not the first black man. There's been a lot of black men to fuck up. Now, come on, now we could get on that list.
he's just one of many, you know what I'm saying? But he's just the one, like I said, America has a vendetta against him. And every time his name, his face, where he stick his head out, they're gonna chop that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, he's and to me, I look at OJ, I'm like, he look like he got a few more years left in his belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he should just try to stay the hell away from the media for the rest. This little last 10 years he might have. He just needs to just relax. Just stay the hell out of the media, man. We don't want to see you. We don't care.
OJ's like
he's like a cancer.
He's gonna live forever. He's gonna live forever. Don't get it twisted.
Man, the name
is searching. They're looking for the black man to take down, to criminalize, to just bring a negative light to. So, do you think that he will ever be able to just live?
Well, no, I don't think he would. I
think he needs to go live in the woods somewhere. Like, honestly, like I'm dead ass serious. Like, go live in the woods, nigga. I always tell niggas that, like, shit. This world sometimes be making me about to do that shit. Like, fuck all of this shit. I'm gonna take off all my clothes and go in the woods. You know what I mean? Fuck it, live there. But you know what's crazy about me and Cuzzo was talking about it? They'll probably still come get you talking about you ain't got no right to be living in the damn park and shit, or you ain't got no right to be living in the forest. You know what I mean?
So, see,
everything is on. It's crazy.
But you know what? I'm glad we're talking about OJ because this next person I'm about to throw in, ain't they doing the same thing with him? Bill Cosby.
Oh.
I told you. I said we got a
list.
We
need to talk about Bill Cosby. I don't know why we ducking this, but while we're on OJ, I think we can put both of them under the same umbrella.
Same situation. Same situation, but different.
What's different with Bill Cosby? And I'm not saying I believe any of the allegations.
I actually give a fuck about Bill Cosby. Not gay.
I give a fuck about him, but I remember there was a time he was shitting on black people. Not really shitting on us, but he was playing that fence card where he was around a large group of people, and instead of putting us in a better light, he just ran with the narrative of what everybody else says about black people, which is some is true, but not all of it is.
I don't know. You know what? In my heart, it says that he was trying to do the right thing, and I didn't get mad at him when I heard about that. So, yeah, with him on stage, and he was telling a group of folks. You know what I mean? I mean, he's an old ass nigga.
That's not what I mean. He's
going to tell you it in the format that old people talk. Pull your pants up. Stop walking around.
But do you think I've seen a lot of black women, because I have to mention this, really put that man name through the dirt because and I'm not saying all, but I've seen a lot of black women, especially those that tend to tie to feminism, jump on let's get this black man. And they believed all the lies. It's like you're going to run with a woman that says a man drugged you 30 years ago just because she's a woman. Her word is credible. That's too biased to me. Even as a woman.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that sentiment.
Well, talk about it.
Talk about it.
Because usually, especially within the criminal justice system, it's usually that a woman is asked for something. I mean, it's only been lately that, when a woman says she's been raped or sexually assaulted in some way, that it's not.
But this wasn't even more of a rape. This was more of he drugged me and I thought he touched me. Because rape is more of I was forced in, beat up. It wasn't more like he.
Well, hold on, cuz
they tried to make it seem.
I want to throw a boomerang at that.
Do it.
What about Dr. Malachi York, another person I look up to, and then you find out this disgusting ass things about it. It's like, you motherfucker, you tricked me.
But look who's the one to spread it though.
So I mean, I don't
a jealous hating.
I don't put it past Bill Cosby, but I don't know the whole and that's what I mean. Like these shits are sometimes a distraction because you'll never really know the whole true story, and they suck you in. They suck your energy, man. You know they
To me,
do.
with the whole Bill Cosby thing, it's not the fact that whether he did it or not,
Mhm.
because if he did it, then they waited too long. So it's and I'm not saying that the system was with women back then, because like you were saying, Sean, that it took a long time before women could get the ability to have the right to go and go up against a man of power. Because remember, women couldn't come up to a man of power and say, "Oh, man did this." Nobody would believe. You know what I'm saying? But I
And I
think
still
in his
can.
defense, I think that, what I'm saying, what real substantial evidence do you really have besides your word of mouth? And and look at that time in the 70s, everybody was doing speed. I mean, every drug, weed was the last thing that they were doing. They
Yeah,
hardly even
yeah,
doing
and
weed.
that's another thing that it's cloudy, like the weed smoke.
That's
It's
what I'm
cloudy.
saying. There's a lot, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
it's not, it's like,
I
it's
understand.
sketchy.
I
It's like,
understand. Yeah,
it's like, I don't know.
but yeah,
I don't know.
Malachi
I think
York.
at
We
the
got all
end, I
these.
think at the end, Bill Cosby is a beloved. He's beloved amongst both, in a way, blacks and whites. The Cosby Show, the actor, and so it was just
It
a
broke my
very good
heart.
opportunity
Broke my heart.
to tear him down.
Yeah.
Just another way for the media to tear
But
another black woman down.
do you really think it's because he took a shot at NBC as far as trying to buy them out?
Mm.
That's the elephant in the room that nobody really wanted to talk about. But I mean,
I mean, but
if you,
just to propose a deal, I
not
think
even
that
that, that's a threat. That's saying, okay, I don't need you no more. Either I can buy you out or I can just go somewhere else.
Bill Cosby got
And
bread like that.
yeah, what you mean? That man is he's a businessman at the end of the day. I mean, besides what he is, the man's a businessman. The
I think
man know
that
how to
would. I
flip his
think
money.
to buy NBC would take like Michael Jackson bread. I don't think Bill
Man,
Cosby
listen,
got
y'all
Michael
that
Jackson
stop
bread.
sleeping on Bill Cosby, because remember, it's not just the money he has; it's the money that he can get from anybody else because of his credibility.
Hmm.
Somebody can
Works
back him.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When you in that different bracket, you know what I'm saying, you're making money like that, other people will join in with you. If you want to do something and they feel like they can make some percentage out of it, okay, all right. Here's what I throw in 100 million. I just want 500 million within 10 years. We cool with that? I bet.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
Cosby could have took over NBC, but guess what? Nah, they don't want to do that.
But
Let's find
it's
a way
so
to bring them
crazy.
down.
It's so crazy that all it because look, yes, OJ is a joke, but I think he's kind of smart. I mean, he pulled off,
He's not
hypothetically, might have.
smart.
He is a joke, but listen,
Mm.
That shit
Bill
he did in
Cosby. Bill
Vegas
Cosby.
was the
Okay,
dumbest shit
but check it.
anybody could have ever
Check it.
done.
Bill Cosby is smart. Dr. Malachi Z. York is smart.
Hmm.
Tupac is smart. How do these guys fall so easily in trouble? Like they just trip up and then they seem like innocent little puppies in like the hands of the law. Yeah, a lot
But
of them are so
do you think
boisterous.
it's all
It's like
them though?
they took him behind the wall and gave him a soft injection shot, and niggas came back out after they've been charged with a crime, and it's like a puppy dog face. They ain't as boisterous as they was. They ain't, you know what I mean? It's crazy. You said what now? Ask me that again. Jim,
Yeah.
you don't even remember the question, do you? What you smoking
Oh, I
on?
thought, no, I was waiting for Sean to answer.
I'm
I
fucking
was
with you. So
letting the ladies speak
what was
first.
the question?
Hey, don't ask me now.
if
You the one
him
asking the
going
question.
down was tied to him trying to take over NBC,
Say that again, Sean.
you want to know if we thought that his going down was tied to him trying to take over NBC.
Mm, I don't know. I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
hypothetical. I don't think Bill Cosby got bread, but I don't think he got bread like that. You know what I mean? NBC is $1 billion company. And then it's just a subsidiary, so you would have to deal with all the higher companies above that. You know what I mean? I
Like I
don't know.
said, the man had to have had
How
enough
much
money for them to
motherfucking
be.
Jello
Listen, he had to
pudding
have
did
enough
you
money for them
sell,
to
my
be
nigga?
scared. He
Jello
had to
pudding
have enough.
went platinum. God
Yeah,
damn.
You'd be surprised how much money, Jello make. The man got I wish I had half of Jello money. I wouldn't be listen. We wouldn't be on this phone right now. We would be on our own station if we had half the Jello money. Not even all, just half.
I don't necessarily think that that was the end all be all. I think like I said, it was just another avenue to target someone beloved in our community. I mean, so often we hear negative things, and it's it's about the riffraff. It's about but when we hear about somebody like Bill Cosby doing something like this,
it's crazy.
It's just his opportunity to blow it up and just.
But doesn't that happen with everybody that's that big? Like Michael Jackson, he had his stuff. Who else? Mike Tyson was so big at one point, the news couldn't keep their nose out of his business. Everybody that reaches that mark, there's always something to bring them down.
You know what? In a sense, I don't really trust none of these. even like I don't really trust none of these guys, none of these black men, especially. You know what I mean? Maybe some of the sisters, maybe. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't trust none of these black men in power, bro. Like I really don't. Like a lot of these guys.
Well, you got to look at it this way: any black man in power that's not trying to make other black people rich ain't a friend of ours.
Nah. And a lot of them ain't trying to do that. Everything's for self, and then
so that's why you can't trust them. Yeah, but you do have those, like they say, the Colin Kaepernicks, the Muhammad Ali's that did do something for people, that did give a shit.
He did an act. You know what I mean?
Who did an act?
Colin Kaepernick. He did an act. He performed an act. It was an act. He got the Muhammad Ali syndrome, but he's definitely
whoa. What do you mean an act? Like he woke up the next day and said, "Let me try to do this." What do you mean?
He did an action. He did an action, but let's not forget.
Say it like that, because you're making it seem like he just, he just put on a front.
Most definitely not. But he definitely got it. Nah, I don't think you would risk your whole NFL career unless you.
Because he did risk his NFL career because he can't get a job right now.
Yes, exactly.
So he proved that, hey, I gave up my job for this shit. What's more proof than that? What's more real than that?
Right.
Nobody really can't say nothing about Colin Kaepernick right now because he proved it already.
You're right. I give you that. You're right.
Shit, he's just like all these other brothers right now, trying to find a job because he's proud of who he is, and now look, you're being blackballed. And if he wanted to really know what it feels like to be black, because he did grow up in a nice little white adopted family, but now he knows what it feels like to really be black. Can't get a job, everybody, you a target, you know what I'm saying? All because you love your people.
And he had a choice.
And he had a choice. And he made I think he made the right choice. I think he made the right choice.
So I'm not feeling that I don't think it was an act for him. He could have turned around and at any given time and said, you know what, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, he could have.
It's crazy.
But he didn't.
It's like almost that damn.
I think that's noble. I respect that to the fullest. I mean, that's noble.
It's that damn.
Listen, a person working at McDonald's right now wouldn't give up their job to prove some point to this. So this man has gave up millions. But the average brother working at Mickey D's will not give up his job. Mm-hmm. So that says a lot.
I think it's a damn.
And he's going in his own pockets for.
And he's spending his own money. Yeah. And you got to look at it this way: all his endorsements dropped him. So all this money he's spending, he ain't getting back.
Yeah, but
don't get it
twisted. You got an excellent lawyer. You drop somebody for doing some shit like that. Yeah, they gonna have contract clauses, but he getting money from them broken contracts too.
Of course, he's getting money for that. But guess what? All that is gonna run. That well is gonna run dry eventually, unless he's a very smart brother like Muhammad Ali was. Because Muhammad Ali too, ended up filing for bankruptcy and all that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting no job. You know, nobody was letting him fight. He had to go out to different countries and take whatever they gave him just to feed his family. So if you really want to be real about your people, you got to live a hard life, whether you're a celebrity or just a regular Joe.
Right.
You know what? I got a theory to that. I don't think so. I think this is a big world, and I think we'd be surprised once we stay true to ourselves. Stay true. Listen, Michael Jackson even was surrounded by some very strange, weird people, and those weird people, a lot of them, from what I read, were kind of cool, pretty cool people, and they had bread, plenty of it.
Anything that didn't change Michael?
I don't think Michael changed
Nah, I don't agree with that. I can't.
I don't think he changes in regards to.
I think he changed, but I think he came back to himself in his last dying days.
I don't think,
because when you wake up in this game, you die. Look at Prince. Look at Mike. Look at what's that other dude? Oh man, I forgot his name, but they killed him too. But look at Mike, when Mike was doing the "it's black, it's white," and the world loved him. But when he was talking about ain't nobody thinking about us,
nah, I don't.
I ain't like Michael after that.
Hold on, nah,
ain't like him after that.
I think that's opinionated because I think that a lot of people is rocking with that song too.
Which one, Black and White?
Black and White and
I mean, come on, it's Michael. It's Michael. Who wouldn't like it? I'm not saying
the man. He stayed true to himself. I don't think what he was battling had to do with anything about him questioning his staying true to the people. He might have questioned himself in regards to being in this industry and stupid shit like that and the politics.
I don't know, because Michael did go off and veer off of some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Having twins by some Loch Ness monster looking lady.
Yeah, that was
kissing the hell out of Priscilla Presley. That was gross. I mean, the man was into some weird shit, dog. I can't agree with you on that.
I mean, I don't think you can be at that stage, the stage of the game, and be in the industry and not be influenced by the powers that be. You know.
I don't think so. I think you can, though. I think you can. I think that those are truly, there's exceptional, and because if that's the case, y'all, we got it. Damn, we're trapped. If we're, you know what I mean, I can't accept that. I like, for me, I would be exceptional. I would be different. There's to me a lot of people that aren't that. David Banner is one of them. I respect David. He ain't super rich, but he got a couple of M's. You know what I mean? He stayed true. I don't respect all.
He's probably one of the only ones, to me, that's really stayed true to what he believes and what he's fighting for. A lot of these dudes play the fence. Jay-Z does that all. Like I said, Jay-Z does that all the time. He'll be conscious and then he'll go to some street. Then he'll go to some weird shit.
You know, every time you talk about Jay, I get mad. I get mad every time you talk about Jay.
Get over it, dude. Get over it.
You know I don't fuck.
Get over it. That's Get over it.
I think consciousness and wealth has a place with each other. You know.
Do you think that actually? Do you think that is a good mixture?
Yes, I think
consciousness and
yes, it was always there. I think it was always there. It was always the mixture. We just came lost from that. We know poverty and ignorance go hand in hand, so of course consciousness and wealth go together. Poverty and ignorance go hand in hand.
But it depends on what. It depends on what you define wealth as, though. Health is wealth.
Right.
Not money.
Right. Well, we live in a physical world, and we can't imagine food. So, you know what I mean?
We just got to manipulate stuff. We don't have to, we manipulate everything else. Why can't we manipulate money?
I think,
you know what I'm saying?
I think, and see, that's what I'm saying. You can, because consciousness goes with, as you get smarter, consciousness has something to do with knowledge, intellect. Intellect is just knowing to me how to conduct yourself on a universal level. You could speak to anyone of any character because you're smart enough to have a conversation. You know what I mean? But the more conscious you get, the more you know, the more knowledge you have, the more you. I always told somebody, I was like, look, when your back is against the wall, you only do what you know, right? When the hardest times, you only go with what you know, what you've experienced in life, what you've been educated with, you'll do what you know. But what if a nigga knew a lot? when your back is against the wall, you could do a lot. So consciousness goes with wealth. It was always there. We live in ignorance and poverty. I'm not saying that, the money we get is a lot. Well, we blow it like it's a lot, like we got a lot. And it's not. We don't. We don't have a lot. We have very little.
Mm.
Explain to me why other cultures are coming in to this same aspect that we live in here in the United States, and they're only being in this country one generation or two generations, and
And
they
they're
have
getting a lot.
much more wealth than we do. Make much
Well, I
bigger
mean,
That's because
communities than we do.
we're also living in a society that is set up against the black man. So I'm not saying
Mhm.
it's not possible for
It's
us
not.
to elevate ourselves, but it's not made easy for us either.
Yeah. But it's like I totally agree. But it's also like we have to give we have to we have to tell
I think
ourselves we can. We have to tell ourselves we can. Because the answer that we could always come back to is the maze, where we
but you
come
know
back
what?
to the question again. We gotta tell
The
tell
real the
ourselves
real
we can't beat
question
it.
the real question is it too late for black
No,
people?
it's not. No, it's not. Hip hop is one of the biggest influences in the
No, no,
world.
no, no. Listen
No,
though, I'm
that's what
not
I
saying
mean
that
though.
there is, but
No. Listen, what I'm saying is hip hop is one of the biggest influences in the world. It's just our music, and it influences it's just our music though. Imagine all the other aspects, the other spectrums of black people. That is just the music aspect, but yet it has taken over the world. Imagine our intelligence aspect. Imagine
at
our
one point our
imagine
intelligent aspect
check it.
was
Imagine
uh
our business aspect. Imagine all
mm,
these other aspects. Imagine our community aspect. Imagine our charity aspect. Imagine if we had all of these aspects when our music is literally played more than any other music by far in comparison. And it's just our music is just one aspect of us. So the consciousness is going to get you your bread. But we gotta smarten up. Yes, we're trapped. Yes, we're trapped. But if don't nobody figure out how to sharpen that steel and try to come up close to the guard and lure him in and pick the key and we gonna stay trapped because the nature of the environment says you're trapped. But all you have to do is think, how do I get out? How can I get out? How would I make it out? There's always a way out. There's always a way. There's always a way. We just got to get smart. We're not smart. We're kicking it in the prison. We're kicking it. I've been locked up a few times. You know what I mean? We chilling right now, waiting for booking. We up in there kicking it,
that's pretty much
waiting for the bonds people. That's never gonna
yeah.
come. That's never gonna come. We got to pick the lock and break out. We got to break free. Homework for black people. Homework for folks. For anybody.
But
All
see, that's
people
why I
that's listening
asked.
to Unplugged. Your homework is turn off the TV. Turn off the TV. That's your homework. Turn it
But
off.
it's not just turn off the TV. Put down your cell phones. Put down your
But
tablets.
that's that. We
Put
got
down
to
your
start with
video
one homework though.
games.
We got to give them one homework because they can't do all of that at once. I know. I
Yeah,
understand.
well,
Yeah, I
listen.
mean,
As far as
It's
I
just
know,
to elevate your mind. Period. I mean, and it's not, loving hip hop, Atlanta Housewives. It's to get yourself out of this matrix life
Unplug
like
radio.
mentality
unplug.
and
Mhm.
dig deeper.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I definitely agree. We need to soul search ourselves. We need to look inward instead of out. You know what I'm saying? And that's always I live by that. Look inward. I saw more when I started looking inside than I ever saw trying to look out. And I think when we all start doing that, we will see who we really are, and we will know that we're not this evil, mean, whatever society calls us. We're not that.
Yeah.
When we start looking inside,
Stereotype.
we realize we're greater than that.
You're right.
And I think that's what it's gonna take, man.
I want to ask y'all one more question, man. Before we wrap this up. This has been probably one of the craziest conversations I've had. But in regards to OJ, this
you,
nigga,
you back on this OJ? You and no
this
rental, man. I tell you.
nigga. In regards to OJ, Do you
He's
think
like the Nutcracker. Don't he remind you of the Nutcracker
Yes,
from the Christmas Story? He just
got a
he
big
just
ass,
does.
man, for real. His head is a
Yeah,
whole entity in
they need,
itself.
yeah, they need to make an OJ Nutcracker. What you call it? Doll. It was sellouts. Another way to make the man rich.
Let me ask y'all this: do you think OJ will be in the history books?
I think he's
And
already
why?
in the
Already in the
history
history
And
book.
books.
why? And why?
We'll
Why?
let you lead off, Sean.
Well, I think he's already in the history books. You know, he's the face. His
She
cases
just
have
gave
been
that
the face
sigh,
of a
like
racial divide. I mean, his case it was the sign of a racial divide, you know, of a country with the murder and now with the parole. He's already, for him to stop a country and be on every station about a parole hearing for a black man, that's history.
Yeah.
That you got a whole country wondering if this man
And we ain't talking about Clarence
parole.
Thomas either.
I mean, I already think he has made history books.
Jam. What about you?
I think the white Bronco will go. We will hear about the white Bronco a million years from now. And
You know they trying to.
OJ,
I ain't mean to cut you off. You know they trying to come out with the new Broncos now. Them shits look
and it
alright.
looked fire too. I saw it. OJ need to get one and make it complete. But they
Oh
should
my
have put him in
god.
the commercial. That would have been sick. But
OJ
anyway,
Cuff. OJ Billy. OJ Cuff.
yeah. This would be the ad. Get the new Bronco. It's to die for. Twice.
Motherfucker. Alright, I'm gonna stop. I was about to say something and go too far with it. The folks was gonna send me
But
death
yeah,
to go. I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
go
like I
there.
said, man, the man made history just from the first trial, man. This here is a new history, that we'll have to catch up with another couple of years from now. But we're still feeling it from the first trial and all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people still talking about it. White people are still mad in California. They still egg his old house. He don't even live there no more. They're still mad at him till this day like that. Like, they still hold up signs on the highway, like FOJ. Whenever his name is brought up in the news, it's like everybody come out with torches and pitchforks. Like a Frankenstein.
I think OJ will fade away. I really do. I think
Never.
he's gonna
Come
live a whole
on. Why
life.
would you think that?
I think he's gonna fade away because I
So
don't
you
give a.
trying to tell me listen?
He's gonna
You
fade away.
probably didn't
Real
even smoke
niggas
yet,
don't
or
give a
you probably
fuck about
smoked too much.
OJ, man.
Let me tell you something. You trying to tell me 100 years from now somebody gonna pick up OJ name and everybody in the room will be looking dumbfounded like, who is that? You really think that?
Nah, I don't.
All right then. I rest my case.
But I think coming out now, he's you
He'll
probably
fade away as far as the dumb shit we see on TV, but his name and what he what happened with him, it's staying in history, man. It's staying in history, man. You can't get rid of it, dog. We would love
Say
to get
two
rid of it.
initials. When you could say two initials, and it's not thought of the juice, but it's
Yeah.
thought of the black man, you know you've already made history.
Yeah. If you hear OJ, you don't think orange juice, but you think this nigga. Oh, yeah. That's history. That's history, man.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
Big head, bow-legged ass nigga. I swear. Look. All right, man. Look, this is
Hey, y'all leave Oriental James alone.
Orenthal. Orenthal, get in here.
Oriental.
Come on. Look, man.
Black people in our names.
I want to thank y'all for just speaking your mind, speaking your opinions. I hope this has been engaging.
Unplugged Radio.
We don't just want to have a conversation. We want to kind of just put some real truth and feeling into it. So I hope this has been
Dialogue,
engaging.
man. It's all about the dialogue, man.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate your company and your conversation on this matter of OJ.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and we would love to have you back.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, most definitely, and we will. We will. So, Cuzzo,
You're
Jim,
welcome.
Uh, I appreciate you, my brother. Cuzzo.
Same here, man.
And I want to tell folks catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Steam it, www.rwiconcept.ga. And yeah, man, got much more. Y'all have a good night. Be safe out there. And don't drink orange juice before you go to bed, though. I heard it ain't good for you.
You might wake up with a big ass head and looking like the damn nutcracker.
Bow-legged and can't fit through your door in the morning. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right, peace.